What's a place easy to enter, but hard to exit? New Jersey. The only place in the universe that's free to enter, but you have to pay to leave. Samantha. Easy. Sport. I got myself out of Beirut once. I think I can get out of New Jersey. Mitch. Yeah? Well, don't be so sure. Others have tried and failed. The entire population, in fact. Fave quote from The Long Kiss Goodnight. A well. Why did the blind man fall into the well? Because he couldn't see that well. Scientology. Any cult, really. Raised Jehovah's Witness, can also confirm monsieur. They blackmail you by convincing your friends and family to pretend you're dead. A toxic relationship. Just got out of one a month ago and I can tell you now for some reason I would still go back. It's horrible to think about but I still miss her. Broke up and got back together with my ex about 4 times before I finally came to my senses and ended things for good. Things are all right now for you. The way she felt, smelled, the good times, the burning euphoric knot she put in your chest are all still so close, so easy to remember. Give it some distance. Don't meet up for coffee for closure. Don't text her. I'd even try to stay away from mutual friends if there are any. Don't look at pictures of you two together. Get as far away, mentally and physically, as you can. When you're ready, think about all that came along with your relationship, how awful things were, the terrible things that were said and done. Take a bath in that, ruminate in it for a good bit and remind yourself why things ended, and really feel it. That's how I got through it all. Good luck, man. My friend got stuck at a strip club because he was drunk. The place was too dark and he couldn't find the exit. I guess a guy could do worse. But once you're out of singles, they'll come help you find the door and even push you out through it. Just start asking for free dances. You'll get shown out pretty quick. Warm shower on a winter morning. The bed before that shower. The bed any season. A bad sleeping pattern. There should be a pattern. Does random count as a pattern? Negativity. It's so easy to get down on yourself and get into a negative mindset. So you try to be positive but then you become worried that you are too positive and be inevitably disappointed so you go back to being negative again. Being too positive isn't what worries me. My fear is getting close to people and I'm realizing my positivity is fake. I'm a big fat fake phony living a life of anxiety and depression, with a big smile on my face, doing my best to help make others smile. I feel like my life is a lie so I never let anyone close enough to realize it. Prison. Can't believe how far I had to scroll. This is the whole point of a prison. I confirm, monsieur. Debt. That's because debt is a good thing. I've seen the adverts. Okay, I'd admit I don't understand much of debt, but how is it a good thing? IKEA. Time to look at every showroom and fantasize it's my actual home. At first I was like, oh cool. But then it just became nightmare fuel, especially after the employees part. Addiction to some, whether it be cigarettes, food, heroin, or what have you. You'll never admit your addiction until it's already way past a sensible point. It's not a physical place, but more of a mental thing. But still, heroin. Remember when Frodo was about to drop the one ring in Mount Doom and Sam was like, just drop it. And Frodo was like, haha, you Sam, it's mine. That's heroin. Surprisingly accurate. I know 2 folks who have died. One guy who is on the streets somewhere. One person who has managed to clean up, and a whole slew of people on some form of managed addiction. I hate opiates. I seriously hate opiates on a level indescribable. Gym memberships. I'm getting strong Chandler vibes from this comment. Bring out Maria. I'm ready. Reddit. It's been 6 years since I last saw sunlight. Days since my last meal. I've lost hope. After being trapped in this mindscape of a hole, browsing through each subreddit after subreddit, I only hope for death. I'm sorry my sweet Monica. I'm sorry for not being a good father to Jack and a good partner to you. Says with 9-day Reddit account. Your finger in a plastic lid's straw hole. Kinda like the glass razor box trap in Saw 2. Maybe I'm not remembering all the details, but it seems if she'd thought about it for more than half a second, she could have propped the trap door open with one and then reached in with the other. But, God, that was some freaky. An escape room, monsieur. This is actually a really appropriate answer. Just did my first one recently. Can't wait to try more. vie, monsieur. At least for some people. What's so hard about running? PSAXUW grep vim grep v grep orc. Print $2. Xargs kill -9 some people. My Unix is weak AF, so let me know if anything is wrong. Full noob-friendly explanation. Backquote vim backquote is a text editor. It can be hard to close. We're going to kill it. The backquote kill backquote command can kill processes, but we need backquote vim backquote s process ID. Plus, we're in backquote vim backquote right now, so how do we run that command? Pressing backquote in vim while in command mode will give you a vim command line, but it's for running backquote vim backquote commands, not stuff like backquote kill backquote. Backquote preceding backquote ps backquote sends the backquote ps backquote command to the regular terminal e.g. bash, anamp, nbsp, backquote psaxuw backquote ps backquote is process status. Quote, it lists the processes running. Each letter of backquote axuw backquote is an option for the ps command. Backquote a backquote shows processes from all users. Backquote u backquote displays the processes user, owner. Backquote x backquote shows processes not running in a terminal. Backquote w backquote makes the output wide. Anamp, nbsp, so far, running backquote. PSAXUW backquote we have user PID %CPU %mem vsz rssTTY start time command root 10 SSL 2256000 init row root 167 0 08904 224 TTY 1 SS 2326000 init row vidblue 168 1 015076 3564 TTY 1 S 2326000 bash vidblue 182 0 024384 5712 TTY 1 S 2326000 vim vidblue 183 0 015664 1844 TTY 1 R 2327000 PSAXUW press enter or type command to continue. Pipes backquote are used to send the output from one command to another. Backquote grep backquote searches for stuff and returns what matches. So, if we pipe all of that stuff into backquote grep vim backquote, we get the lines that contain backquote vim backquote. Running backquote PSAXUW grep vim backquote, we get vidblue 182 0 024384 5740 TTY 1 S 2326000 vim vidblue 184 0 013208 1344 TTY 1 S 2329000 bin bash cpsaxuw grep vim vidblue 186 0 12892 1096 TTY 1 S 2329000 grep vim and amp nbsp. Notice that it found the backquote vim backquote process that we want to end, but it also found the command that we're running right now. That's no good. We only want the backquote vim backquote process itself. Using a backquote v backquote argument on backquote grep backquote will make it reverse match. Backquote grep v grep backquote will return everything except lines containing backquote grep backquote. So, running backquote PSAXUW grep vim grep v grep backquote, we get vidblue 182 0 024384 5740 TTY 1 S 2326000 vim and amp nbsp. To kill backquote vim backquote, we need the process ID. In this case, it's the number after the username of backquote 182 backquote. Backquote awk backquote edits text per line. We'll use it to extract the backquote 182 backquote from all the other junk around it. Backquote awk print $2. Backquote prints the second thing in the line. Running backquote PSAXUW grep vim grep v grep orc, print $2, backquote gives us 182 an amp, NBSP, cool, now we can pipe that process it into the process killer, backquote xargs backquote takes arguments from what you give it and runs commands, we want to run backquote kill 108 backquote, which will kill backquote vim backquote, we're piping in the backquote 182 backquote, an amp, NBSP, backquote, PSAXUW grep vim grep v grep orc, print $2, xargs kill -9 backquote an amp, NBSP, what eventually ends up being run is, backquote kill -9182 backquote. The backquote -9 backquote is just an argument that so, we run that whole thing and the terminal only says one word, killed an amp, NBSP, hooray, we did it, we're finally out of backquote vim backquote. I should write this command down before I forget how to do it again. I know, I'll use backquote vim backquote, an amp, NBSP, no, this isn't how you usually quit Vimasia, you can either do backquote ESC backquote ZZ backquote which saves and then quits, or backquote ESC backquote Q backquote to quit without saving, or backquote Q backquote to force quit. Suggests a cool trick. You know how backquote grep backquote matched the backquote grep backquote command that we were running? Well, backquote grep backquote supports regular expressions. In a regex, backquote will match any of the characters A, B, or C. So, backquote obra backquote matches AOBRA, Bobra, and Cobra. So, backquote will match the letter backquote V backquote grepim backquote still finds lines containing vim, but the command itself doesn't contain the word Vimasia, because to a computer, backquote V in backquote equals backquote vim backquote. So grep won't grep itself, and we don't need to manually exclude the word backquote grep backquote from the results. Neat, but a bit hacky. Plus, the whole point here is to make the command as long as possible for comedic effect. Mirror maze. Been here for 3 years now. This reminded me that sharks' teeth are pointed inwards so that if a fish tries to wriggle free it will only get more stuck. Stay out of sharks' mouths, kids. Edit. This was nice to wake up to. And GT, stay out of sharks' mouths. Thank God you told me that. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Occult. Blighttown. I don't ever not take the master key. I'm in and out in 15 minutes. Stay hollow. Minecraft cave network. Torches on the left going in, right coming out. Right equals return. Yeah, until you start hitting those massive areas that are more like large rooms than tunnels.